Welcome to MixedBag, where variety is the fun of life. Today, we're diving into a topic that's pretty personal. It's all about the Gypsies, an intriguing diaspora full of culture, history, persecution, and lost knowledge. Plus, there's this wild claim floating around that Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, was Jewish, which just isn't true. Specifically, it's some folks in the Jewish community pushing to portray Elvis as one of their own. Why? Well, a world where certain groups face a lot of hate, including Jews and Gypsies, both now and historically, if they can link a beloved icon like Elvis to their heritage. Someone famous for his music, breaking boundaries creatively, and beyond, representing freedom, and all that. It might help rehab their image. They'd say, see, we're not so bad, even Elvis was Jewish. But just because there's a Jewish star allegedly commissioned by Elvis himself on his mother's gravestone doesn't make him Jewish. And even if there's some distant Jewish ancestry or genetics, that doesn't seal the deal either. For example, it's like saying a donkey wearing a kippah is Jewish just because it was born in Israel? Sounds like nonsense, right? Some even push the idea that because Elvis wore a chai necklace, that makes him Jewish. But Elvis wore tons of necklaces just like Gypsies do. Does that make Gypsies Jews? Maybe by piling on all those chains, he was tapping into his gypsy roots without knowing it. Or perhaps he just believed in the symbolic power of those pendants, but that definitely doesn't make him Jewish. Want to hear another joke? At least the Gypsies have some ancient history running through their veins, ancient Egyptian. Get my drift? Whereas the Jews, well, they may control the news, media, maybe even the world, but all they've got is the Yeshiva, Salem, and Jerry Seinfeld. Or dare I say, Tom and Jerry. Not all Jews are bad, but how many good ones are there really? I mean, I could list more bad ones than good. For instance, Greta Thunberg, Whoopi Goldberg, or whatever she's called, Barbara Streisand, Benjamin Netanyahu, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, the Rothschilds, and so on. Like a never-ending big lie. I mentioned this is personal for me too, because my family, just like Elvis's, descends from Gypsies. Elvis's mother was Roma Gypsy, not Jewish. She even had a genetic condition called Alpha-1 Antitrypsin deficiency, something I'm a carrier for myself. I have Sinti Gypsy ancestry, and my dad in his younger days looked a bit like Elvis. Not only have some fabricated lies about Elvis being Jewish, but countless others get claimed as Jewish when they're not. For instance, that girl in the picture above wasn't Jewish. She was Gypsy. Idiots like this guy claim Elvis is not a gypsy. See the next clip.
Was the Elvis Presley Romani? Now this is probably gonna ruffle some feathers, and I promise I don't mean any harm. Because I know that a lot of Romani people love Elvis. So many Romani kids are literally named after Elvis. A lot of Romani people proudly say that Elvis Presley was a Rom. However, is that true? No. Two common claims I hear was that his mother was a Romani child, because her last name Smith is a common Romani child last name. However, that's also literally the most common English last name there is. And most Romani people took on common European last names in order to avoid discrimination. You can't really solely rely on last names as proof of Romani ancestry. Another claim is that his father's side of the family, the Presleys, are descended from the Presslers, who are German Sinti who moved into the United States in the 1700s. However, there really is no evidence besides last name to prove that's true. So did he have Romani ancestry? Well, there's not really any solid evidence besides speculation. It is a possibility though, I can neither confirm nor deny it. But keep in mind, we're talking about the 1700s. More importantly, Elvis did not consider himself Romani. Did not associate himself in any way with the Romani culture, music, language, or people. There's no evidence that anyone in his close family identified as Romani practiced any Romani traditions, or even claimed Romani descent. Being an ethnicity is a lived experience. Because someone has ancestors of a certain ethnicity from the 1700s doesn't mean that they themselves are part of that ethnicity.
The Gypsies, being as blind as they are, do recognize that both groups were exterminated, but the Jews are using them as pawns, and the Gypsies are just too ignorant to see it. To continue. There are two main types of gypsies, the Roma and the Sinti. There are other similar groups, like the Sephardic Jews or Druze, and Bedouins. Contrary to popular belief or misinformation, the Roma are the lighter-skinned of the two tribes, while the Sinti are more linked to northern tribes in India, hence darker skin. Features, sometimes gray-toned if lighter, with darkness or shadowing around the eyes. Gypsies have been persecuted but have survived for thousands of years, just like the Jews, probably even more so. It's just not as widely documented. What do you think of her picture when you hear gypsy? Something like the character from The Hunchback of Notre Dame in the Disney film? Gypsies have no country of their own, but that didn't stop them from developing their own language, culture, music, religion, many aspects of which have been stolen by the Jews. And speaking of that, some people including Jews claim that Gypsies have no famous musicians, actors, or notable people at all. But that's a load of crap. Just take a look at legends like Michael Caine, the iconic British actor, Charlie Chaplin, the silent film master, Yul Brynner, star of The King and I, Rita Hayworth, the Hollywood bombshell, Django Reinhardt, the groundbreaking gypsy jazz guitarist, Bob Hoskins, from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Pablo Picasso, the revolutionary painter, and even Shakira, the global pop superstar, with her hits celebrating that nomadic spirit, plus Sophia Loren, the legendary Italian actress, all with proud Romani or Sinti roots. And for Sinti specifically, figures like Django Reinhardt stand out as a Belgian Sinti jazz icon, while others trace partial Sinti heritage. Originally, Gypsies are believed to have come from India. The gypsy flag even shares similarities with the Indian flag. They spread to many countries in Europe and Asia, but wherever they went, they were judged as a scourge on society, something to eradicate. Even today, in certain countries, gypsy women are being sterilized because they're deemed unfit to procreate, denied the right to have children as shown in the next clip.
Losing your basic human right to having your own children. That is what happened to hundreds of Roma women in Slovakia in the 90s. It's been a hard life. It's hard to talk about it. Up until the 2000s, hundreds of women were forcibly sterilized, usually right after giving birth. We ventured into the heart of Slovakia's Roma community, spoke to survivors and activists fighting for justice, even today. Veronika Duštova is on her way home. The 46-year-old lives in the village of Jarownice, along dozens of other Roma families who together make up part of Europe's largest minority. Jarownice is located in eastern Slovakia, a densely populated area impacted deeply by poverty, segregation and limited opportunities. Today, Veronika has a special meeting planned. I'm very close with some of the women who have been sterilized. We like to meet up and discuss new information about their cases and about our organization. Veronika works for an organization that advocates for Roma women who were forcibly sterilized. Today she's meeting with two of them. For years they have been fighting for compensation, but so far without success. The women had been losing hope, but I keep telling them not to give up. We believe that one day the bill will pass, and we will finally get compensation. We started this fight, and we will finish it. The stories are similar. Zlatica Kalejova says she was sterilized during childbirth in 1993 without her consent. She only found out about 5 years later when she was trying to have more children. People around me were judging me. They were making fun of me, saying that I'm a lesbian because I couldn't have more children. I was constantly crying because of that. But I can't do anything. I have to accept God's will. In Slovakia's hospitals, an estimated several hundred Roma women were forcibly sterilized during the 90s, usually right after childbirth, under the pretext of health reasons. Veronika tells us a similar story. She was sterilized right after giving birth to her second child, which had major consequences. When a Roma woman gives her husband children, he treats her well. It's a joy. But if she doesn't, it's seen as a failure. I ended up alone, even though I'm still married. My husband has been cheating on me for 23 years. He has children with another woman now. Veronika once dreamed of having a big family with 5 or 6 children. This is important in the Roma community. It's very sad. It's been a hard life. It's hard to talk about it. Thankfully, my 2 children supported me through all these hard times. And I made it. I survived. Learning about the organization gave me so much strength. The organization is based in nearby Košice. Veronika works here 3 days a week. Today she's meeting their lawyer, who says the biggest hurdle has been getting access to medical records, crucial evidence to prove what happened. Thanks to these Roma women, the state has passed a law that now allows us to access and copy medical records. According to their numbers, over 140 women in the Košice and Prešov regions alone were sterilized against their will. The government is now considering a bill that could offer compensation, but it's unclear if it will pass. The state should have taken steps long ago to close this painful chapter of our history and compensate these women. We believe it is now finally within reach. Compensating them is not only important to the women themselves, but society as a whole. We contacted the government to inquire about accusations of missing compensation, but didn't receive an answer. Meanwhile, public opinion on the forced sterilization remains deeply divided, and in some cases, blatantly racist. They should not be allowed to multiply like insects, like locusts. That is my opinion. Here in Slovakia, Roma people are devouring us. No matter what color, Roma, white, green, black, every woman has a right to decide for herself. There are Roma people who abuse the system and have children to get benefits and live off the state. Veronica is all too familiar with this kind of prejudice, but still finds peace of mind when visiting her daughter and grandchildren. It's such a great joy having grandchildren. My little Stelka will be turning 1 in a few weeks. Veronica is sure that she will soon receive compensation for all the suffering she went through. But she doesn't want to keep it. She wants to give it to her grandchildren.
All countries in Europe, one way or another, distrust or hate gypsies and blame them for their problems. See the Please check out the following clips and make up your own mind. So now, after this compiled info and footage, you can see there are different gypsy clans, how some Jews hate the gypsies, yet the gypsies are too stupid to see it and keep getting blinded by lies. Don't get me wrong, not all Jews are bad, and the same goes for any race on earth. Where there's good, there's bad. Not all gypsies were good either. Even Adolf Hitler's mother was Roma, his father Jewish, and he grew up to become a revolutionary in the worst sense. The biggest annihilator of human life in history, exterminating not just Jews, but the forgotten gypsies. Hitler didn't work alone, he was promoted, encouraged, and goaded by, you guessed it, Jews, German Jews, European Jews, etc. Don't believe everything you see in the news, social media, TV, or wherever. Elvis was and will never be Jewish. He was just a guy who believed in his music, his core principles, loved his mother and daughter. That's what people will remember him for. And that's all that should matter. It saddens me to see so many fake videos about Elvis on the internet. How would other people feel if this had been done to them? If you agree or something resonated with you from what I've said, drop a like or subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
How to be or not to be, that we will see. It's time to wake. For goodness sake!